I've been working on trying to make a smile here. If you look at my model, do you see how his lip goes down here? I mean, his head is at a slant, but if you look, there's more space in the teeth here than it is on this side. His lip goes down and then it comes up, and then also his top lip goes around this way. So I'm attempting to do that sort of same thing here. Now I've got a problem with the phone being too, if I can zoom in, maybe less distortion. So I'm trying to do this upper lip here, still having space for the mustache. I've been cutting back on the mustache also because I had it sticking out too far. But I want to develop this lip here. Now, I personally don't like teeth in sculpture, but I have to imply something. I don't draw every line in because to me that's going to kill the illusion. I want the softness of the lips, but again, I want this coming down more here. Still being sort of symmetrical, but at the same time, there's obviously a lot less space here than there is there. But now I'm going to work on, first I have to remember that the teeth are going to go, more in a U shape like this into the skull. And then, of course, the muscles go up over the mouth barrel and do the muscles there. But once I do that, then I'm going to work from these different angles to make the planes go right around like this. So I need to sleep now. Anyway, I haven't been feeling well this week, but it's kind of weird how it hits me all of a sudden like that. Anyway, but eventually I'll be adding clay in here to turn these forms around softly and subtly, and I'm looking at how the light catches all this. It looks really crude and almost comical now, but by the time I add in the mustache again, shape this upper lip with the same thing going backwards, also working in profile, I can see I don't want a big exaggerated smile, and I need to keep this distance here proper. But you can see I don't have a shape on that upper lip, and I don't have one on the bottom yet. So eventually I need to get there, but I'm looking at proportions and to get the shape from one point of view and then work each point of view around that. You see how I'm doing this here? Okay, so I can tell that this is still coming out too much. It needs to start going back away. Ciao for now. It's Kelly Borsheim at borsheimarts.com. I am smoothing out the shapes, connecting one to the other, getting rid of too much texture on the face. I like the texture on the face, but the client doesn't, so I'm following his desires on a commissioned work. But I'm using basically a straight edge to get rid of cellulite, if you want to call it that. Now see, I kind of like this rough texture here. I mean, it's not rough, it's just more a little bit of a scumbled thing, because I feel it reduces the glare of bronze. And this is clay. Clay absorbs light, bronze reflects light. So I don't want a shocking skin tone with the reflection, but I have to smooth things out. And every once in a while I need to put more clay in where I can feel a transition. There's too much here and too much there, but I don't want to remove this and make it all even, because I've spent a lot of time working different angles and making sure that I have the shapes that I want. So the general blending and stuff means that a lot of times you need more clay for the job, because you've got to do these subtle filling in detail type things. Okay. And you'll see that the clay is scumbling here because it's a little bit cold. But it's okay. I would probably rather scumble the clay like this and then later come in with oil on my fingers and smooth things out this way. Notice I'm going crosshatch from my other strokes. Then I would have it too hot and sticky, because then the clay will pull away onto the tool or onto my hand, either one. And neither one of those is actually a good response. So that's sort of my process. Kelly Borsheim at borsheimarts.com. You can go see finished bronze sculpture there, but also check out my YouTube and Patreon pages. Ciao, ciao for now. This again is more of the same. I'm getting rid of cellulite or tool marks or whatever. Do you see these funny little bumps here like this? I don't know if that shows up in this light. Maybe I need to turn it more. You see that? Whoa, that is not nice smooth skin there, is it? So I'm using a tool that has a straight edge. It tends to be the opposite of a paintbrush, or the opposite end of a paintbrush, something you can always use these things. And sorry for my froggy voice. I've been ill this week. And so sometimes it's a matter of averaging the clays and stuff, but other times it's really that once I get a certain plane going and I say, wow, I've really smoothed that a lot, I want to add the clay in. I have to be careful though, because the thing is, in the process of getting the texture I want based on me putting the shape in from many different angles, I have to be careful that I don't end up making the face too fat, for example. And I'll have to go back and check, because it could be that once I sort of get all this stuff in, I may have to take a scraper and scrape it down. And in that case, I would normally use this tooth one here, because I like the subtle, you see the texture that it's giving. Or maybe if I put the light here, I need dramatic lighting, don't I? Whoa, look at that. The other thing is, the new scraped clay has the whiter look, whereas the clay that's been exposed to air has the darker look. So, all right. The thing is, if I use that side, it puts some lines in there, subtle lines that I enjoy. But I use the opposite end of the tool, which I always have to feel it, because I can never remember which way this pointy side goes. But you can see the teeth here. So I want to smooth here to knock all this back without having a tool mark. I'm still going to get a tool mark from the straight edge, and I will use oils to soften that out again, because he wants a a smooth surface. Boop. So anyway, you can see what I'm doing here. And when I get too many jiggy-jaggy little lines from cha-cha-cha-cha, I go in the opposite direction to try to get rid of those tool marks, okay? All right. So this process, this part of the sculpture, at times I feel like it takes me way longer to do this, the refinement of everything, than it does for me to have done the entire sculpture up to this point. Which seems a bit ridiculous, except that, well, maybe for other people it's not. But for me, my process seems to be that this final final pass, I guess you would say, for the texture is something that I've been working up to it, obviously. To get the shapes in, I need to apply clay. When you apply clay, you apply it with a certain texture. But I tend to not be as concerned about those details as I am getting the shape to get the likeness as much as I possibly am able to. All right, so that's a long enough video for now, isn't it? Check out my finished work, please, at BorsheimartS.com. This is Kelly Borsheim. Ciao, ciao.